Have you ever sat quietly in your favorite chair, maybe with a warm cup of coffee in hand, and thought to yourself, how much longer do I really have? Not in a fearful way, but more as a gentle curiosity. After all, once we pass 70, every day starts to feel a little more precious. Every morning we wake up, every walk in the sunshine, every chat with a loved one becomes a little more meaningful. And that thought that maybe, just maybe, we could live to 90, even 100, and still enjoy life. Well, it's not as far-fetched as some might think. You see, science is uncovering something remarkable. It's not just luck or genetics that helps people live long, full lives. It's the little things, simple, everyday habits that add up over time. The people who make it to 100, still sharp, still smiling, still waking up with a sense of purpose, they have patterns, choices, and routines that support that kind of vibrant aging. And here's the best part. Most of these habits are easy to adopt, no matter how old you are right now. So if you're watching this and wondering whether it's too late to make a difference, let me reassure you, it's never too late. Today we're going to talk heart to heart about 10 daily habits that are linked to living not just longer, but better. If you stick with me, you might discover that you're already doing some of these things without even realizing it. And for the ones you aren't doing yet, well, today might just be the perfect day to start. Let's begin with something that may seem so simple you'd overlook it. Walking. Not fast, not far, just walking. Studies have shown that people who walk regularly, even just for 15 to 20 minutes a day, are far more likely to live into their 90s and beyond. It's not about speed or distance, it's about consistency. Picture this. Every time you go out for a short stroll, even around your yard or to the mailbox, you're encouraging your heart, lungs, and muscles to stay active. You're boosting circulation, clearing your head, and even supporting your digestion. It's like giving your body a daily tune-up. There's a story I love about a man named Harold. At 87, he walks the same little loop around his block every morning. Neighbors see him rain or shine, hands clasped behind his back, just taking his time. One day, someone asked him what his secret was. He smiled and said, "I never stop moving." That's it. No fancy gym, no perfect health record. Just the quiet discipline of putting one foot in front of the other, every day. Now let's talk about food, not diets, not restrictions, but nourishment. Habit number 2 is eating more whole plant-based foods. People who live the longest, whether in Okinawa, Japan, or Loma Linda, California, tend to eat lots of fruits, vegetables, beans, and whole grains. Think about a hearty lentil soup or a salad with colorful greens and olive oil. These foods aren't just filling, they're loaded with nutrients that reduce inflammation, protect your brain, and keep your immune system strong. I'm not saying you have to become a vegetarian overnight, but maybe you swap out one heavy meal for something a little lighter, a little greener. Add a handful of blueberries to your oatmeal. Try roasted sweet potatoes with dinner instead of fries. Small changes like this, made every day, can truly transform your body over time. Your digestion improves, your blood sugar stabilizes, and you just feel lighter, physically and mentally. Next, let's talk about connection. Social habits are just as important as physical ones. Habit number 3 is staying socially engaged. Loneliness is one of the biggest threats to health after 70. It can raise blood pressure, weaken your immune system, and even increase the risk of dementia. But people who live to 100, they usually have strong social ties. They talk to their neighbors. They call their kids. They find ways to stay involved, even if they can't get out much. You don't need a huge group of friends. 1 or 2 meaningful connections can make all the difference. A weekly lunch with an old friend, a regular chat on the phone with your sister, even joining a local book club or walking group, if you're able, can help lift your spirits and give you something to look forward to. Let me tell you about Martha. She's 93, lives alone, but she's never lonely. Every Tuesday, she plays dominoes with her church group. Every Thursday, she calls her granddaughter to hear about college life. And every Sunday, she bakes muffins for the neighbors' kids. She says those little moments are what keep her heart young. Now, here's one that might surprise you. Having a daily sense of purpose. That's habit number 4. Believe it or not, people who wake up each day with a reason to get out of bed, whether it's caring for a pet, tending a garden, volunteering, or just helping their family, are more likely to live longer, healthier lives. Purpose gives our days structure. It fuels hope. And hope, my friend, is powerful medicine. I met a gentleman named Charles not long ago. He's 88, and every morning he carves little wooden toys to donate to a local shelter. He doesn't do it for praise. He does it because it brings him peace and joy. As long as my hands can move, he said, I'll keep making something for someone who needs it. You don't need to change the world. You just need something meaningful to you, a reason to keep going. And the truth is, that reason often keeps you going longer than you'd ever expect. Before we move forward, let me ask you, are you already doing any of these? Walking, eating nourishing foods, staying socially connected, or waking up with a purpose? If so, give yourself credit. You're on the path already. And if not, that's okay too. Today's a new day. It's never too late to add a habit that could change your future. Now that we've talked about moving your body, nourishing it with real food, staying connected, and waking up with purpose, let's look at a habit that often gets overlooked. Rest. Not just sleeping through the night, but truly letting your body and mind recharge. That brings us to habit number 5, prioritizing quality sleep. Getting good sleep is just as important at 70 or 80 as it was at 30. In fact, it might be even more important now. Your body does so much healing during the night, regenerating cells, balancing hormones, even processing emotions. But here's the catch. As we get older, sleep often becomes harder. You might wake up more often or struggle to fall asleep at all. That's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Poor sleep has been linked to heart problems, memory loss, and even a shortened lifespan. The folks who live into their 90s and beyond, they protect their sleep. They have routines. They wind down in the evening, turn off the television an hour before bed, and keep their bedroom cool and dark. They might sip a cup of warm herbal tea or listen to calming music. They respect sleep like it's sacred, and it pays off. There's an older woman named Louise I know. She's 91 and swears by her bedtime ritual. Every night she turns on a soft lamp, reads a few pages of her favorite book, and sprays a little lavender oil on her pillow. It's simple, but it works. She sleeps well, wakes up refreshed, and says that's what gives her the energy to enjoy her day. Now let's move on to habit number 6, and it's one that might surprise you, keeping your mind curious. Yes, mental stimulation is a longevity booster. People who live to 100 often stay mentally sharp because they keep learning, asking questions and challenging their brains. That doesn't mean going back to school. It could be something as simple as doing puzzles, reading, learning a new skill, or even switching up your daily routine. A curious mind is an active mind, and an active mind doesn't fade as easily. You've probably heard of the phrase, use it or lose it. Well, it applies to your brain too. Think about it this way. The more you engage with life, the more life has to give back to you. Take George, for example. He's 87 and recently started learning Spanish using an app on his tablet. He says it's frustrating at times, but it keeps his brain humming. More importantly, it makes him feel proud, like he's still growing, still expanding. That's powerful, especially at an age where the world sometimes tells us to slow down. And now let's talk about habit number 7, practicing gratitude and positivity. This one isn't about ignoring your struggles or pretending everything's fine. It's about choosing each day to focus on what's good. Studies have shown that people who regularly express gratitude live longer, have stronger immune systems, and are less likely to suffer from depression or anxiety. It might sound small, but saying thank you to life, even in the face of challenges, changes your mindset. It lightens your heart. Whether it's appreciating a sunny morning, a delicious cup of coffee, or a phone call from a friend, gratitude rewires the brain to notice joy instead of sorrow. That shift alone can add years, not just to your life, but to the life in your years. I once met a man named Alonzo, 95 years old. I asked him his secret, and he didn't talk about food or exercise. He simply said, I wake up every day and count 3 things I'm thankful for before I get out of bed. That's it. That one practice, done faithfully, gave him peace and purpose every single morning. Let's take a breath here. These habits, sleep, curiosity, and gratitude, don't require fancy equipment or big changes. Just a little intention, a little awareness. That's what makes them so beautiful and so powerful. We're not finished yet. There are still a few more habits that truly set apart those who make it to 100. But before we go on, I want to remind you of something important. These habits are not about perfection. They're not about doing everything right all the time. They're about direction, about gently guiding your days toward more wellness, more peace, more joy. If you've been struggling with sleep, or feeling stuck in a rut, or just tired of the same old routine, take heart. You're not alone. And better yet, you're not stuck. You can start today. A small change, a little step, can grow into something that truly transforms how you feel in your body and your spirit. And remember, aging is not a decline. It's a journey. A journey where wisdom deepens, perspective widens, and the little things start to matter even more. When you bring awareness to your daily habits, you start to take the driver's seat again. You stop simply aging, and you start aging well. If you've made it this far, you're already showing the most important sign of all, curiosity and care for your own well-being. And that brings us to habit number 8, staying physically active in gentle, consistent ways. This doesn't mean pushing your body to the limit or signing up for a marathon. It simply means moving a little more each day in ways that feel good and keep your body flexible, strong, and balanced. Walking, light stretching, dancing in the living room, gardening, or even slow chair exercises, these all count. Movement keeps your joints lubricated, improves your circulation, and even supports brain health by increasing oxygen flow. Seniors who stay physically active are not only more likely to avoid chronic diseases, but they're also more independent, more mentally alert, and yes, more likely to live longer. I remember speaking with a woman named Betty who's 90 years old. Every morning she puts on her favorite radio station and sways gently in her kitchen while making breakfast. That's her routine. Nothing intense, just joyful movement. As long as I keep moving, she said with a wink, I know I'm still here. That brings us to habit number 9, which might just be the most underrated of all. Paying attention to what you're putting in your body. Not just food, but vitamins and nutrients that support healthy aging. Many people over 70 have nutritional gaps they don't even know about. Vitamin D, B12, calcium, magnesium. These are all essential for energy, mobility, and immune function. Seniors who live to 100 often have a balanced diet that includes leafy greens, beans, nuts, berries, and small portions of fish or eggs. But even when you eat well, your body might not absorb nutrients as effectively as it once did. That's where supplementation, under your doctor's guidance, can help. One simple daily vitamin could help prevent bone thinning, fatigue, and even mood swings. Let's take Leo, for example. He's 84 and used to feel tired all the time. His doctor ran a test and found that his B12 was low. After a few weeks of taking a supplement, his energy came back, his memory felt sharper, and he had the strength to go back to walking his dog twice a day. Sometimes what seems like just aging is actually something that can be helped. Finally, let's talk about habit number 10, the one that ties everything together. Regular checkups and preventive care. The truth is, most serious health issues don't start with pain or big warning signs. They start quietly. But seniors who live long, healthy lives take a proactive approach. They go for screenings, blood pressure checks, vision tests, and bone scans. They don't wait until something goes wrong. They keep an eye on things while they're still going right. And if the idea of going to the doctor feels overwhelming, remember, it's not about bad news. It's about peace of mind. Catching things early means more options, less worry, and more years feeling like yourself. Preventive care is one of the most powerful tools we have to extend both life and quality of life. Now let's talk about something just as important as these habits, the solutions that make them easier to live out every day. If you've recognized a few areas where you've let things slip, don't worry, you are not alone. And more importantly, it's not too late. The signs you've noticed are not permanent. In fact, most of them are completely manageable with a few simple changes. Let's start with sleep. If you're struggling to fall asleep or waking up too often, You can gently retrain your body. Try creating a nighttime routine that helps your brain slow down. That might mean turning off screens an hour before bed, dimming the lights, sipping chamomile tea, or even writing down your thoughts in a notebook to clear your mind. Keep your bedroom cool and quiet, and try to go to sleep and wake up around the same time each day. That rhythm helps your body know when it's time to rest. Next, increase your gentle physical activity. You don't need to join a gym. Just start by walking around the block, or even up and down your hallway a few times a day. Stretch in the morning, move your ankles, lift your arms, rotate your neck. These small movements keep your body fluid and prevent stiffness that can lead to falls or injuries. Just 15 to 20 minutes of light movement a day can make a real difference. When it comes to your diet, small changes go a long way. Add more fruits and vegetables, especially leafy greens, berries, and oranges. Swap white bread for whole grain. Cook with olive oil instead of butter, and drink more water. Your body needs hydration more than ever, especially in older age when thirst signals can be weaker. Now let's talk about the emotional side. If you've been feeling lonely, disconnected, or just a little blue, please know this. That is so common, but it doesn't have to stay that way. Joining a community class, a local walking group, or even a virtual group online can lift your spirits. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, volunteer, write letters, or simply start a conversation with someone at your local cafe or church. Relationships nourish the soul. Mental health matters just as much as physical health. If you're feeling anxious, depressed, or hopeless, talk to your doctor or counselor. These feelings are more common than people think, and there is help. Now, don't forget the importance of regular checkups. Make that call. Set the appointment. Even if you feel fine, it's worth checking in. Getting your cholesterol, blood pressure, vitamin levels, and heart checked is like taking your car in for an oil change. It helps everything run more smoothly and helps you avoid problems down the line. And finally, your mindset. Choose optimism. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. When challenges come, remind yourself that you've overcome many before. Focus on what you can do, not what you can't. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. A positive attitude doesn't erase life's hardships, but it gives you the strength to face them. Let me say this again, because it's important. The way you live each day matters. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just start. Start with one thing: a walk, a call, a healthy meal, or a good night's sleep. Small steps lead to long roads. And some of those roads, my friend, lead right to 100. Let's take a moment to reflect. We've talked about 10 simple but powerful habits. Habits that aren't just linked to a longer life, but to a better one. A life filled with strength, connection, clarity, and peace of mind. From walking each day and choosing nourishing foods to sleeping well and staying curious. From practicing gratitude to staying socially connected. These aren't complicated routines. They're acts of care. They're messages to your body and your spirit that say, I still matter. I still have life to live. You might be thinking, I've let some of these slip over the years. That's okay. You're not behind. You're right on time. And today, right now, is a perfect moment to begin again. Whether you start by going for a walk tomorrow morning, reaching out to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, or simply adding an extra vegetable to your dinner plate tonight, every choice adds up. You have more control over your future than you may realize. Maybe you've been feeling tired lately, or your sleep hasn't been great, or you've felt more alone than you'd like to admit. These are not just passing frustrations. They're signs your body and your heart are asking for change. The good news is, change doesn't have to be dramatic. It just needs to be intentional. A little more movement, a little more joy, a little more purpose. Remember Harold, who walked every morning with his hands behind his back? Or Louise, who found comfort in her bedtime reading routine? Or Betty, who dances while she cooks? These are not stories of extraordinary people. These are stories of ordinary people who made small choices that led to extraordinary outcomes. And their stories can be yours too. So what do you do next? Begin by looking at your daily rhythm. Where can you add just one habit we talked about? Could you go to bed 30 minutes earlier? Could you swap out your evening TV for a phone call with a friend or a gentle stretch session? Could you drink an extra glass of water or take a slow walk around the block while noticing the trees, the breeze, or even the birds singing nearby? Your future isn't written yet, and while none of us know how many years we have left, what we do know is that how we live those years is what truly matters. Longevity isn't just about living to 100. It's about making the most of every day you wake up, feeling clear, connected, and in control of your life. It's easy to think that our health is out of our hands, that aging is something that just happens. But that's only part of the story. The other part, the more hopeful part, is this: your choices matter. Your habits shape your health, and your mindset influences your strength more than most people realize. You don't need a perfect plan. You need progress. Keep going, keep learning, keep loving yourself enough to make decisions that support your well-being. Even something as simple as choosing to smile more often or reminding yourself that today is a gift can ripple out into greater joy, stronger health, and deeper peace. So if you're sitting there and wondering where to start small, start now. Stand up and stretch. Write down one thing you're grateful for. Call someone you care about. Make that doctor's appointment. Eat something green. Go to sleep a little earlier tonight. Every one of these is a small seed planted toward a longer, healthier, and more meaningful life. And while you're taking these steps, I want to encourage you to take another small but important action. Stay connected to people and messages that uplift you. If this video brought you some hope or inspiration, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel. Share this video with a friend or family member, someone who may need to hear this just as much as you did. And if you feel like sharing your thoughts, I invite you to leave a comment below. Tell me which habit you're most excited to start, or which one you've already been doing that makes a difference in your life. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. That's the beauty of this community. We grow together. We lift each other up. We prove that age doesn't define our limits. In many ways, it defines our wisdom, our resilience, and our capacity to live fully. So thank you, truly, for being here, for watching, and for taking your health and happiness seriously. I'm grateful to walk this journey with you. Until next time, please take care of yourself, be kind to your body, and never stop believing that your best years can still be ahead of you. Wishing you a long life filled with energy, joy, and purpose. See you in the next video, and don't forget to smile today. You've earned it.